Hi, I am Anand Radhakrishnan, CIO, Franklin Templeton Emerging Market Equities, India. Today, we will be discussing about Franklin India Opportunities Fund. Normal category of funds, whether it is large cap, flexi cap, multi cap, etc., give exposure to many long-term structural compounding growth ideas that are working in India. But one of the flip side of having that is if you buy multiple portfolios from different fund houses of similar strategy like flexi cap strategy or large cap strategy, the overlap of the portfolios become pretty high, and because of that the benefits of diversification is easily lost, and that kind of defeats the purpose of picking multiple funds. So while these funds are good and very effective in capturing the core growth or the long period growth that is available in India, thematic funds are capable of catching the short to medium term growth cycles that time to time become very powerful in the markets. For example, in between 1997 to 2000, we saw tech stocks became a favorite of the market. Between 2004 to 2007, we saw infrastructure and real estate stocks become a rage, and all of them multiplied in values. Similarly, we have seen such powerful performance in healthcare sector, retail sector, etc. So the idea of this is at any point of time, certain themes are more dominant versus the broader market. And if we can have focused investments in those dominant themes, ideas within the dominant themes, it provides an effective supplement to the core positions of the investors. And that is why thematic funds play a very important role in complementing or supplementing the core investments of investors. So Franklin India Opportunities Fund aims to capitalize on some of these new and emerging themes that have been at play in the market. Just to be kind of clear on this, there are multiple waves of themes that operate in the market at any points of time. Franklin India Opportunities Fund aims to capitalize on three dominant themes. While the theme itself may change over a period of time, but the aim of the fund is to capitalize on three powerful and dominant themes which are currently in force at the market, and capitalize on the companies that are exploiting these themes. Just to give an idea, if today manufacturing in India is a theme which is coming back after a decade, one of the aim of the fund would be to capitalize on emerging manufacturing opportunities. It can be in the area of power equipment or some other capital good. It can be in the area of defense equipment. It can be in electronics manufacturing. So anything that fits into this make in India or manufacturing insourcing becomes a part of the theme. And the idea of the fund is to identify three such themes and companies that play into it, and that is primary reason. The second reason is the overlap amongst many of the frontline funds which are in the large cap, flexi cap, multi cap funds is very high. So investors get excessively diversified and often end up with more or less similar portfolios even if they choose funds from multiple fund houses. Whereas if we choose a fund like Franklin India Opportunities Fund, which is thematically focused on fewer ideas which are very different from mainstream ideas, then it provides a very efficient diversification tool. It's not only participating in the new growth sectors, it is also different from bulk of the other investments which investors have at any point of time. So it is growth plus diversification is two primary ideas for which Franklin India Opportunities Fund fits into the investor's portfolio. Franklin India Opportunities Fund was launched as Franklin India Internet Opportunities Fund during the heydays of tech boom. Since then, it has gone through a couple of strategic changes. However, in the last 3 years, we have kind of refocused this fund under the thematic category of SEBI classification and has given a very sharp focus and purpose. And that has been kind of constant over the last 2.5 to 3 years. And that is the aim of that, therefore, the fund is to effectively capitalize on the three powerful themes that are in force at the market. So, that is the fundamental strategy. It sits within the overall bottom up stock picking philosophy of Franklin Templeton. So, while we do like companies that are well managed and of high quality, which also have good profitability and have very long periods of sustainable growth ahead of them. That is the core of the Franklin Templeton investment philosophy. But within that, we are trying to further focus on the stocks that come within the dominant themes for which Franklin India Opportunities Fund is aiming to invest in. There are many thematic funds in the market. Some focus on specific subsegment of the market like infrastructure, consumption, etc. Build India Fund is one such fund which had focused on infrastructure, both physical and non-physical social infrastructure opportunities that are emerging in India, and that has kind of been playing out over the last decade or so. So, that is a long period structural growth opportunity on the infrastructure space. Whereas Franklin India Opportunities Fund today is focusing on different themes. One is the manufacturing theme, which is Make in India. Second is digital disruption theme, where new business models are emerging because of intervention of technology. And third is sustainable living, combination of energy transition, recycling, hydrogen, moving away from hydrocarbon fuels, etc. So, it's a very differentiated positioning which we have and which we are thinking more forward. What are the kind of themes that are going to be more dominant in the coming days, and focusing the fund's efforts to picking stocks within that. In that sense, Franklin India Opportunities is a slightly more much differentiated portfolio versus Build India Fund, which is predominantly infrastructure focused portfolio.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme related documents carefully.